Welcome back, everybody. Life and Lifts podcast. I'm your host, Riley, as always. No one else has ever hosted this other than that one episode where Toby helped out. So yeah, guys, I'm back. It's been it's been a few months. I've literally never strung together this podcast consistently. So coming into this, my intention was to state that I'm going to. Screw it, I need to make a commitment. You know, I this is never gonna be a thing unless I make it a thing. So expect weekly episodes. This is something I wanted to do for a long ass time, and there's literally no reason. There's no reason as to why I can't do it. So I'm gonna I'm gonna make it happen. Weekly episodes from now on. And if it's not a weekly episode, like expect just call the cops. Something's happened to me. Something terrific, not terrific, horrific has happened to me. Call the police. Call 'em. Anyway, I don't really have any direction with this podcast. Something that's been sitting on my heart heavily has been like masculinity, and I guess what my take on what it is to be a man nowadays. I'm also gonna recap what the fuck's happened to me since the last podcast. It's been a long time, and I'm also gonna limit the swearing, even though I just said the F word. Last time I reviewed the podcast, I was just sitting here dropping F bombs 24/7. And as much as I don't despise them, I'm not going to sit here and do that. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to recap what I've done, where I'm at, where I am. We'll talk a bit about masculinity. I'm also going to review some questions. I dropped some questions on my Instagram the other day. So, that can be a little segment we'll do at the end. But let's just recap where I'm at, where I've been. So I was living in the Gold Coast, working out of a gym up there. Good Life Bundle. I was coaching all my Gold Coast clients. Shout out. They're all G's, all legends. Um, but yeah, things happened in my personal life, and I guess it brought to my attention and made me realize that the direction I was heading with things, I wouldn't say it was where I wanted to go. It felt false. It felt like I was convincing myself. For those who don't know me, I do like to take ownership, and I like to see the positive aspects of my life and every scenario. And I guess in that situation, I feel I was cucking myself from seeing what was actually in front of me. I was like believing I was believing the positive side, and I've just neglected what I didn't enjoy about being in the Gold Coast, which I guess being who I am, I'm very career and business driven. I'm very passionate about helping people achieve the most out of themselves in the gym and training and in their life and in their mind, helping them become the best they can be. And in this pursuit, I really value doing it with other people. And I just felt Gold Coast was a solo man game. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this could just be my perspective. And maybe I just didn't try hard enough, which is probably the answer. But yeah, I didn't see what I wanted happening there. So fast forward, I've moved back down to Mildura, which is my hometown, and I'm now sitting in my childhood room recording a podcast. In all seriousness, though, yeah, Gold Coast was a great experience. I I learned and growed so much, and it was just so uncomfortable. Like the entire time I was there was just anxiousness and just discomfort, which I guess segues perfectly onto what I want to talk about, which is masculinity and what my take on that, and you know how I believe men should show up and what it even means to be a man, and yeah, discomfort. Discomfort is such a crucial thing. I'm going to be talking mainly to men, but this also applies to women and females. And you know, if you resonate with this, you resonate with this. But If you're living your life and you don't feel uncomfortable, you are doing things wrong. Get the fuck up right now. Go for a run. Put your shoes on. Don't even put your shoes on. Run on the fucking road with run on the road with no shoes. Like, just go do something that is tough. You need it. The more I go through life, the more I coach people, the more I do any of this, I just see this. I see that people need to be uncomfortable. And I'm not even just talking from a physical standpoint. I'm not just saying you need to learn to be uncomfortable because it's going to help you achieve the best gains and get a jacked physique. I'm saying this because when things get hard in your life, if you aren't able to endure a little bit of discomfort, you will go nowhere. And if anything, you will be completely trapped. It'll trap you, it'll hold you back. And it is the constraint of your mind. A subjective thing which only exists if you make it exist. So go do hard stuff. This is why I love training so much as well. Doing hard things just builds your mental capacity and you can just do more stuff. Like maybe when you're younger, talking in front of a group was scary. You go train, you go do like ice baths, you go run, you go do all this extra stuff, you run a business, go talk in front of a group of people. It is a breeze. It is a breeze. I could go talk in front of a school right now if I wanted to. Sure, it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but I could do it. An old version of myself probably wouldn't be able to do that. And if I go do that now, then a future version of myself will be able to do even more crazy shit. He'll be able to do TED Talks. He'll be able to travel around and talk like Goggins. You never know. So yeah, go do something hard right now. And your hard might look different. Your hard might be going for a walk. Your hard might be going to bed before 12 p.m. Your hard might be waking up at 8 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. It's all contextual. Just challenge yourself and do something that's outside of your normality. Do something that's outside of your normalness, your normality. And yeah, it'll help you. But yeah, I believe as a man, you need to be able to do hard things and you should be doing hard things and you should be uncomfortable majority of the time. By this point, if you've listened to any podcasts with like celebrities and successful people, they talk about discomfort and pushing yourself and doing hard things. And it's so true. It's genuinely so true. And if it wasn't, I wouldn't lie about it. But yeah, like too many guys I see are too fucking comfortable. They're sitting there on the couch with their fucking potato chips. With their potato chips and they're scrolling TikTok, Instagram, they're watching porn, they're hitting vapes, they're fueling their bodies with trash food. And it honestly just angers me. And it angers me because I, have been a lazy kid in the past and I know how it feels. I know how shit it is to not get after life with some passion and a bit of vigor, you know? Oh, there's a good word I like. With some zest. With some zest. If you don't have some zest in your life, then it's just not it. Like living life without purpose and without, pursuit, triumph, challenge, discomfort, just being and scrolling and sitting here just like a zombie, just going, it's it's just like not it. And I just see it happening so just far too often, and I'm sick of it. And today I was sitting in the gym doing my bench press, and I had a thought that come to my mind that I want to create a community of like-minded young men who want to actually push themselves and get the most out of this life and just fucking kill it. And this is why I'm talking about masculinity and, my experiences, and who knows how long this is going to go for, but I have a fair bit of shit to say. I feel like I've held my tongue on it for years and I'm just ready to speak shit. I'm ready to go. But yeah, there's too many people who just, there's too many men who just sit there and fucking waste away. And they're not doing themselves any favors. They're not doing anybody else any favors. It's just fucking shit. And to express a little bit of empathy, I understand that maybe you don't know how to do better for yourself, but just start looking at some inspirational content. Just as a start, just change your environment. Like on your Instagram feed, just start unfollowing unproductive, just shit, brain mind numbing accounts. Like just remove them. Start following people who inspire you to be better and who actually provide valuable information based content. Me, follow me. But genuinely, it'll do so much for you, and that's just one simple step you can take. It's like the lowest hanging fruit. I mean, if you want to go on the other end of the scale, you can like stop using your phone after 6 p.m. Make sure there's no lights. Make sure there's only red light in your house. Like you can go on the other end of the spectrum and, sun your nuts in the morning and eat a whole food diet and do all this other stuff. But just start there. Genuinely, just start there. Uh, Start there. But yeah, my take on masculinity. I think the modern day man, the modern day man. I actually don't know where I'm going with this podcast. Genuinely, I'm just gonna go off on tangents the whole time. But I'm trying to get to a point. I'm just gonna go straight in for the kill. Um, yeah, I'm gonna make something. I'm gonna bring something in. It's gonna be some sort of community group. Yeah, like I said, with young men who want to grow into the successful people that they want to be and feel masculine and understand like what masculinity is. And I guess my definition of masculinity for the modern man is being able to hold frame, being completely fine with being on your own, having purpose, passion, intention, having some vigor and some fire about you, like being able to speak and actually project your words and have passion and care behind that and to have importance to life and be excited to wake up every fucking morning and get after it, like I think that's what it is to be a man, like having purpose and being fulfilled and chasing what makes you excited in life. And to go back to what I was saying, there's so many guys and young teenagers that are just so caught up in fucking TikTok scrolling and going out on the weekends and getting drunk and trying to hook up with chicks and just doing dumb shit. And guys, you can just do better. Like I'm just here to say you can do better. And for those guys out there who were like me, I always knew I wanted more for myself. I just never quite knew what to do, where to go, and I kind of just found myself staying with the crowd. Like to all my mates I hung out with in school, I fucking love you guys. Like these are all genuine dudes, but I never wanted to go down the same path as pretty much any of you guys or any of them. And it felt lonely at times taking different alternatives and not knowing where to go. So for them guys out there who do feel that way, who know they want more for themselves, who are hanging around guys currently who are just not heading in the direction they want to go, and they consciously know that they're not doing and they're not heading in the direction they want to go. They're not sure what to do, where to start. To be honest, the first place you need to go to is the gym. Put yourself in the gym and start building yourself some armor. There's no downsides from going to the gym whatsoever. The positives, you build a sick physique, you get way stronger, so you're functional, you can lift shit outside in real life and actually, be able to open jars for women and your girlfriends and your partners and your mothers. You can lift up shit without struggling. You can go to the groceries and carry all the grocery bags in one trip. There's no downsides to it. And beyond the physicality of it, you learn the principles to then be able to get after life. Everything you learn in the gym applies to other industries in life. If you want to go start a business after you've gone to the gym, you have a better base than somebody who hasn't. Like, without a doubt. Just give me 1 second. I need some water. Oh, good damn. That's good. But yeah, you have a better base and a better understanding and foundation just simply by going to the gym and understanding the key principles of progressive overload, consistency, proximity to failure, that the process is going to suck and it's going to be uncomfortable, and having a greater tolerance and capacity to be able to go through discomfort. Once again, going back to that chasing discomfort, the gym is just the perfect environment to become the man you want to be. And it doesn't only teach you that, like I said, it also builds a physique. And having a physique, with a physique comes confidence and comes respect and comes, confidence within yourself. It comes in, it comes with it comes with weight to others. Like, having a good physique, when you walk into a room, I believe you instantly gain more respect. People's eyes go onto you more. Like, I notice it. I walk around. I notice people looking at me, just simply me doing my thing. And it's not to say that with cockiness, but yeah, like, that's just what you get. You get more eyes on you because you look fucking good and you're a top percentile. Subnote, I'm going to talk about arrogance as well, because I think arrogance is a crucial thing, and it's something that I tell all my guys, that I coach. I try to sprinkle in, like, fucking be arrogant genuinely, and I'll explain why in a bit. Where was it going? Yeah. So physique, start at the gym, build a physique. It translates to everything, helps you build a business, it helps you just be better in every aspect. And if you can apply the principles you learn in the gym and you can, like, have it ingrained into your brain, you can then just you almost see everything with, like, a structure and a framework. And structures and frameworks help us reduce overwhelm and stress and create more, like, certainty and trust in our decisions, which is super crucial, because ultimately the only thing that's going to stop us from doing anything is this. But vice versa, it also is the thing that pushes us forwards. So yeah, you pick and choose. Yeah, like I said, this podcast is going to be just complete me just popping on tangents. So, arrogance. Let's talk arrogance. I believe to achieve crazy stuff in your life, you have to just have arrogance. You have to just think that you're the shit. And this is not to walk around, disregarding anybody else and saying you're worse than me. And, it's not to do any of that, but it's to just have this deep trust and this deep knowing that you are the best in what you're doing. And, at times you're not going to be the best. And that's when you humble yourself genuinely, look at the person who's better than you and see where you can learn. But then every other aspect, I believe you should be walking around thinking you're the best until proven otherwise. If you walk around thinking you're the best, there's going to be more opportunities that come your way, guaranteed. A guy who's walking with his head high, looking around, feeling confident, is going to be more likely to, maybe see someone who changes his life. Maybe he sees someone who then becomes, their best friend or a business partner, or has a massive opportunity for you to take. Or if you're the guy who's, like, sitting here, fucking on your phone, scrunched up like this, walking around, like, looking down, like, you're going to miss that opportunity, and you're going to miss life. You're going to miss so many moments in life due to fear, due to not being willing to get uncomfortable and do hard things. It just keeps fucking looping back to that. Just go do something challenging and difficult. For the love of God, I will record an episode every week saying do something uncomfortable until I have people messaging me saying that. And honestly, I want people, whoever watches this episode, message me or I think you can drop it in the comments. I'm going to put this up on Spotify and YouTube. So you can definitely can on YouTube. Spotify, I think, has comments. Drop it in the comments, the uncomfortable thing you've done today or this week. I want to hear it. I want a chain of people dropping discomfort. I want to see it. I want to hear it. I want to live it. I want to breathe it. Yeah, I want it. I want it. So yeah, back to what I'm going with this. Masculinity. I'm gonna create a group. I'm not 100% sure what it's gonna look like yet, but I just know I'm gonna do it. And my intention is to have a group of young. I want teens between the age of 14 to 25. Young men, I should say, 14 to 25. And within that group, I want the I want the ethos to just be betterment. I want the ethos to just be pursuing more and building and being relentless and hungry. I want there to be competition. I want there to be camaraderie. I want there to be, shit talk and banter and ego. Like I want to be challenged by others, and I want to have a competitiveness, healthy and unhealthy. I think toxic competitiveness is also beneficial. Got a lot to talk. I got a lot to talk to on that. I think I need a couple podcast episodes. We're already 20 minutes in, so I can't be talking shit for too long. But yeah, I want it. Yeah, I'm speaking live here. It's gonna be a group like that. Within that, I want to handle everyone's like training, nutrition programs, help with habits. I want to have group accountabilities, and I want them to be stakes. I want, if someone doesn't actually hit something they say they were going to hit, I want them to be punishments. Whether that be having to do something else that's harder, whether that's having to donate monetary value to the group and put in towards a group activity. Maybe there's a pool where everyone donates in towards that. I want to do group training sessions with these guys. I want to do personal development and mindfulness. I know a lot of guys think that masculinity and being a man is just walking around being a jack dude and probably talking how I've talked this whole podcast up until now, but I believe a man should have an emotional side to him. I do believe he should be able to hold frame and control the emotion and only show it when he thinks it's suitable. But I do believe you need to know how to feel. You can't just avoid feeling emotions and being uncomfortable, and you can't just avoid sadness and even anger. You can't just express anger in a negative fashion. You have to know a productive way to channel it. As men, we get angry and we have a lot of anger stored up in us. And for whatever reason, a lot of men suppress that and they'd never, show that fire that they actually have. Whether that be society, whether that be their family, whether that be whatever themselves. Yeah, that anger you have, that fire, that passion, that flame, it can be used productively. I personally like to use it with my training and going to the gym. I also like to channel it into, business and putting out content and helping others. What's the time right now? It's 9:50 on a Saturday and I'm filming a podcast. Like, this is what my flame has led me to do. And I'm harnessing that anger and that ferocity and that fuck it, it's masculine energy in my opinion. And I'm putting it towards something productive to then put out there others, which, hopefully people are going to see this and gain value and resonate with this. So yeah. Damn. But yeah, so I think mindfulness and being emotionally intelligent is like the new age of being a man. I believe it's like a hybrid man, you know? Someone, imagine this: jacked, strong, handsome as fuck, can also have a deep, meaningful, connection and conversation, and is super aware will listen to everything you want to hear, like everything you say, and be open to feedback and listening, and have emotional intelligence and be emotionally supportive. Like from a for a female, that's like the pinnacle, but also for other guys, being able to actually have deep conversations is so important. So many men don't have deep conversations, and they put on this front, and they fucking walk around like they're not in pain, and they're not going through anything, and it's just not true. Everybody feels shit. Everybody goes through stuff, and being able to actually express that to people and get vulnerable and understand that that is also tough, to be vulnerable, to cry, to express emotion. I think it's super tough. I think it's quite admirable for a man to be able to do that. I know a lot of guys don't. I know a lot of people in general don't. I've talked to a lot of people, and I asked a simple question of, hey, like, what are you trying to achieve? What are your goals? And a lot of people are too like frightened and scared to even talk about that. If someone's too frightened and scared to say something like that, I just think how, sorry, apologies there. I just think about how much that's going to affect other areas of life. This is why I'm making a podcast right now. I just care so much about seeing others do well. I ultimately want to do super well myself, and I want to bring everyone around me up with me. I want to be that boat that rises. A rising tide raises all boats. I want to be that rising tide. There's something about it. There's something about seeing others do well and doing well surrounded by other like-minded people that just fucking sings to me. It's ingrained in my coding. And I don't know, yeah, much else. Anyway, to finish off what I'm trying to get to, I want to make a group. I'm basically putting this podcast out there to talk about this and also just express interest for anyone who wants to get involved in this. I have not mapped out any logistics, like I've said. I'm simply just spitting it on the fly right here. But training programs done, nutrition done, habits, group accountability, group activities like training sessions, mindfulness, learning how to actually be emotionally intelligent, express your emotions, how to productively channel your energy, your anger, your sadness, how to do all that shit. Be a man and fucking build a body that you're happy with, and build extreme strength levels. Be surrounded by other like-minded guys who want better for themselves. The common theme is wanting more, being hungry, wanting better, success. So if that sounds like you, just express interest to me. Let me know. Like I said, I've built nothing out. There's no fucking paywall here. There's no nothing. There's nothing there. I'm gonna simply build it based off what I get from the opinion and interest from others, and we'll see what the fuck happens. I don't know. This whole podcast is I don't know, but I'm here anyway, and this is what you're getting. This is the energies you're having, and I hope you love it. But I'm going to go on to some questions now, because I think I could just keep going on tangents and talking about the same thing over and over again. So to keep this succinct and somewhat productive, let's move on to this next topic, which will be answering some questions. And I touched on this at the start, but I got a question from Owen J. Russell, saying, "How come you're back in Mildura? How come you're back training in Mildura?" I said it pretty much at the start. Like, I had personal things happen in my life. I'll just say it. I've already talked this deep into it. My ex-partner, my partner I had at the time, me and her split up. So that happening led me to look at the rest of my life, which eventually led me to realize that where I was heading wasn't what I wanted. And, I used that as the opportunity to go, fuck it. I'm going to make some change. I'm going to move back. I'm going to move back to Mildura. I'm going to reassess, and we'll see what happens from here. So I'm currently in that right now. And all I know is that I'm I'm pushing PTs and building my business in Mildura. So if you're in the Mildura area and you want to work with me, you want to trial it out, I run a free session for the first one, and I do offer out some 2-week trials for those who want to trial out my service and see if it's actually something that might work for them. Because I understand that working with a coach, especially if you haven't before, can be quite scary, quite frightening. You don't really know what to expect. You don't want to get scammed and all of the above. So I offer out some free trials, just like Netflix. Netflix, you can go watch a free trial and you can see if you like it. Same thing with me. I do that. So that's why I'm back in Mildura. And we're just reassessing and seeing where we go from here. Second question from Mao. From my boy Mao Amador. I don't even know how to pronounce your last name, Mao. Sorry, my man. Love you though. What is something most coaches get wrong? When Mao sent me this the other day, the first thing that came to my mind was not seeing the individual in front of them. Now, I think this is so important because truly understanding what an individual wants and why they want it dictates how you coach somebody. Now, if somebody wants to have a very extreme goal, there's pendulums to this shit. There's layers. There's scales. Someone who wants to achieve a very extreme outcome, stepping on a bodybuilding stage, they're going to be on this side of the scale. Someone who just wants to feel better and generally healthy and be in an environment of positive people isn't going to need to do as much crazy shit. So by me understanding that individual from the get-go, which the way I do that is by doing a mindset road mapping call. When I first sign up with somebody, we do a 1-hour call where I dive deep into what they want and why they want it. This allows me to really dictate how I coach that individual. Like I said, if they say, I want to step on a bodybuilding show because I want to have the best physique I've ever had in my life and fucking feel proud of myself for the first time. If someone just says like, hey, I eat like shit, I don't move, can you help me? I want to feel a bit better. This person's going to get a much more laid back approach. I'm probably not going to make them track their calories and macros to the extreme. I might just get them to be a bit more mindful with their food selections, have a protein focus and try to make sure their food selections are 80% nutrient dense whole foods with a little bit of room for play, potentially allowing a bit of play on the weekends, maybe a few beers, maybe a 5 to 10 beer cap off, that kind of shit. This person is going to have dialed in macros. They're going to have weekly progress photos, daily weight logins. I'm going to make them track their stress. We're going to have the exact same program for months upon end. And I'm just going to make them chip away at it, progressively overload, and just be as regimented as a human could possibly be. That is going to maximize their results. Having all of the data, make them track every single fucking variable so we can control everything. That is the difference. Now, if that's not determined at the start and you're trying to do this, but this fucking person who just wants to feel a little bit better, it is not going to work. And that is why I think it's so important to actually understand the individual in front of you and what they want to achieve, why they want to achieve it. Cool. Thank you. Next question. Mal's actually chucked a few in here. He's a G supporting me. Next question is, how do I unleash my inner dog? This podcast has genuinely been about this. Masculinity, purpose, intention. It comes back to having a why and having a purpose. You may or may not know this, but there is a reason you do things in life. There's something, if you strip back the layers, you peel back the onion, there is something that dictates the way you tick, the way you perform things. There's a reason why you're pursuing what you are in life. And until you understand what that is, you will not be able to unleash that dog. Or at least you won't have that dog on the leash. That dog will just be going crazy if you don't know. So understanding your why. For me, a huge part of my life, and by the way, your why always spans from your deepest pain. So your deepest pain ends up becoming, I guess, at least in my experience and most people's that I've seen, the deepest pain you experience ends up becoming the thing that you are most passionate about and the thing that you can help people with, which is what I see the most. For me, it was being lesser and being inferior. And this is probably why I want to create this group of men to help guide younger guys, because I knew that I felt super lost when I was a younger teenager. And, you know, I would compare to guys around me. I would feel lesser. I'd feel demasculated. I would feel like they were better than me. I would feel that I couldn't pair up to them and I would never catch up to them. And it wasn't until I started training and pushing myself and doing hard shit and that doing hard things and pushing myself in life that I realized I can actually make myself the person I want to become. So it spans back to that why. Super important. And if anybody doesn't know, I guess, their why or have a purpose or passion in life, you know, feel free to message me. I would genuinely love to speak to you guys and help you find that. Yeah, like I said, to go through life and just fucking eat the potato chips, sit on the couch and have your head down, be too scared to talk to people and communicate and stand up tall and get after what you want in life. To me, that just sucks. And that's because I've experienced that. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. And when I speak about it, there's flame there. It's because I've experienced it. I know how it feels. I know how much it sucks. I know how trapping it is. I know how shit it feels. And I don't want others to go through that because I've already been through it. So if you're feeling that, message me right now. I'll got you. This man. Yeah, like I said, Mal's dropped a few in here. So next one is, what is your most controversial take? Shit, man. My most controversial take. Ah, shit. Man, I don't even know. That's such a general question. I guess my most controversial take off the back of this podcast would be that as a man, you have to be able to cover a large scope of, what am I trying to say here? As a man, you have to be able to cover a lot of bases. I think, yeah, you have to, like I said, you have to be able to hold frame, be tough, do hard shit, control your emotion. You have to also be able to have emotional intelligence and be able to soften and have deep, vulnerable conversations. And I don't think a lot of people would agree with that. I don't know. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. I don't see it very often, like deep, vulnerable conversations. So yeah, maybe it's not really controversial, but fuck it. Speak more, guys. Speak more. Just be willing to say what you think and what you feel, and don't worry about the backlash you may receive. If that person doesn't get it, if that person doesn't hear you, if that person doesn't meet you how you want to be met, it doesn't matter. Move on. This whole podcast could just be shitly received by everybody, and to be honest, I don't think I care. This feels real for me right now. It feels good making it. I feel like I'm hitting some topics that are dear to my heart. Feels good to express it, and that's all that really matters. I don't care. Cool. And the last one is, how do I get as sexy as Mao? This man. This man. I guess you have to have some Mexican in your genes. I guess you have to. Yeah, you have to have some Mexican in you. That's the main thing. There's nothing really else to it. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap up. Jesus, pardon me. It's been like 40 minutes of me just talking shit. So let's close up shop. To finish off, I do want to announce I am doing a giveaway. If you live under a rock for whatever reason and you haven't seen it, then yeah, I don't know, but I'm giving away $2,000 worth of coaching. So, yeah. It's actually, to be honest, it's a lot of value. $2,000 worth of coaching, which you can use on any of my services. So whether you're in person or if you're online, you can pick any of my numerous services, and that 2 grand will last you the whole way. It's actually such a snag. To be honest, saying it, I don't think people understand how much value there is from that. If you just go onto my Instagram page, head to the link in my bio, and just tap on that landing page, like the $2,000 giveaway, and just read through the page itself and watch the videos and just look at some of the people that I've helped and some of the results that you can get with by working with me. It's honestly a no-brainer. There's nothing to lose other than the fact that you may have to get uncomfortable, because I will fucking force you to do hard shit. If you don't want to do hard shit and you want to be a fucking pussy, that's hard. If you don't want to do hard shit and you just are happy with being mediocre, my coaching is not for you. Do not enter my giveaway. Do not bother. But if you want to get after life, if you want to be successful and you want to become the best possible self you can actually be, like genuinely, you're like hungry to do that. If you wake up thinking about that, if you struggle to sleep sometimes because you're so eager to do better for yourself, then enter my giveaway. $2,000 worth of coaching. If you share to any families, friends, or people you know, if you refer them when you fill out the form, you also get extra entries into it. It'll be drawn on the 18th of February. So currently we still have 17 days until it finishes up. So like I said, if you want to get yourself an absolute snag deal, go enter the giveaway. It's free. There's genuinely nothing you can lose by doing it. So go do it. Head to the link in my Instagram bio and tap on the coaching giveaway. Fill out the form on the landing page. You can also check out the landing page too. There's some value on there. I dropped some resources down below. I show what my service looks like, some of the people that I've helped. There's a fair bit of stuff on there. So yeah, it's going to be best for those who, like I say in the videos, those who second guess themselves in the gym, who don't have a lot of confidence or are looking to gain more confidence, and they find themselves looking around at other people and other guys and comparing themselves, feeling inferior, not good enough. That is who I help. Like I expressed before, that is the story of my life, how I went from feeling like that to building myself up and feeling confident, having a physique I'm proud of, and now helping other people do that. So I understand what it is. I understand the steps. I know how it feels. I know how much suck there is there. And I also know how it feels to be on the other side of that and how fucking good it is. So enter the giveaway. Anyway, as always, I'm out of here. I always do a salute. Welcome back. This will be, like I said, the first episode of proper, consistent podcasts. I will see what happens with the poddy. I'll get guests on, but I'm just going to put an episode out per week. It's a non-negotiable. It's happening. I don't give a fuck. Love you all. Peace. Bye.
I love you. Bye.